Hello and welcome back to Space Engineers. My name is Rabenschild. Today I want to continue to work on this ship. Time constraints kind of keep me from doing other things I want to do, but it's I cannot do anything about that right now. So this will be the project for today, and we can talk a bit about what I'm doing here, because I'm kind of trying to make a relatively close recreation of the ship that's out there, pictures of it and all that stuff. And now the question is, how would you do this and stay within the confines of Space Engineers? That's the worst thing that at the moment happens to me here. That's a big problem that I constantly run into, that ships kind of, if you want to create something out of, I don't know what series or whatever picture you see out there, Space Engineers really hampers usually the lines of things that are done in series and all that stuff by just using the small blocks. So you can see that the outer hull I have here is a bit of an octagonal cylinder. That's a weird thing, but basically I made this octagonal tube, and then I'm adding things onto it. So I have a picture of the ship, and that's, maybe I can show that off. Maybe I can show that. So this one. And this is what I'm using to kind of establish the lines of the ship. This is just one picture of Google. I don't know where from, but that's what I'm using to kind of copy this. And this is the main ship. Great thing, by the way. I really like that. And what you can see is that the ship basically is an octagon, and then there is stuff added to it. It gets a bit bigger in the end and has some things plopped onto it. And the thing here is that what you can do is you can just break up the ship into its lines, kind of. So take the octagonal shape. So you could, for example, start with this ship just with an octagonal tube, and then what you could also do is just carve out what wouldn't be there. I'm trying to add stuff to it, so that's a thing too. So I started just with the octagon, then added the back part here. For me here, this is a bit of a sloped line, but there is no slope like this in Space Engineers, so I went a bit straighter here and then came in a bit steeper. We can take a look at that. And then there's basically an octagonal shape that runs to the front. It is basically everywhere. And the cool thing is it's also on the inside. I have some pictures, I don't have them open right now, for the inside. So the show uses some sets for the inside that I'm working on later. It will be a bit problematic because I'm pretty sure the show doesn't use 50 centimeter walls, so we will not be able to completely recreate everything. I hope that I can do hopefully my best to recreate the insides too. I'm really having fun with that, just laying out the lines, kind of. That's already a nice thing. I will modify some things because these front parts here, there's too many really small things on there, and I kind of want to bring in the railgun that the ship gets later in the books. I'm not sure if it gets that in the series. I have only seen the first season of it. So, and then I mark out some things. That's what I do. So here is the end of the torpedo tubes that are added to the ship on the outside. What I kind of didn't do the last time. In the last time I just added them and then just had the lines flow over into the next one. And that's not how that works. Here it is some lines that basically end here somewhere. I have to find a good way to do that because the tube basically gets smaller here and then start the thing. So there will be the tube will still be visible. So the back part, the thruster, I will add later. I will have to find a good way to do that, to also maybe integrate some thrusters into it. Yeah, otherwise the front will be the biggest problem because the front has so many facets. Kind of it looks a bit like a diamond that got shaped into certain things. There are flats where I can't make flats with Space Engineers. It's just not possible. We will hopefully get around some of the things, but yeah. So these protrusions that are on there, that are basically on the top, and on the bottom I think are torpedo launchers. We have to find a way to get around that. On the side, the same protrusions are there, and there are the guns on top of that. And on the back, we have the same thing. So here is another, will be another emplacement for the point defense cannons. And the bad thing is that we also have some on the front. And right now, I don't really know how to implement this. I might have to change the shape of this area here to maybe be able to fit some in. Not sure yet. They will not be retractable. I'm not able to integrate that. The whole thing kind of, again, I have to make some concessions to the game itself and just okay, I want to go with the flats here. Yeah, again, it's an easy thing to just grab the major lines of whatever you are building there, and then you can just add and leave what you don't need. Again, if you're working with, that's why I kind of like working with the build and repair system, because I can just plop the stuff on, see how it looks, grind it off if it's not necessary. That's pretty neat with the normal build mechanics for Space Engineers. You would have to go in and remove the stuff, grab new stuff from the out of your containers and all these things. It's a bit easier to do that with build and repair. It makes building stuff like that then really fun, because you can just go for it. Okay, these will be the lines on the on the top for this added thing, and on the bottom we need that too. So from here we go 1, 2, 3, 4 into that direction. It's relatively symmetric. There is I even searched for the ship on the workshop to maybe find some things that could help, and there is a lot of cool mods that people added for the ship, especially just, I don't know, it's landing thrusters and the back thruster. The back thruster would have been a cool thing to have that, but people always do the same thing, or not the same thing, but some people work in odd numbers, some people work in even numbers. I work in odd. The guy that make the back thruster works in even numbers, so 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I have 11 and 11, and then that would be 22, and the middle block 23. His version is 24, so it wouldn't be in the middle of the whole thing. It's a bit sad. I would have liked to just add the thruster on the back. Now I have to build it out of blocks. That is, it's not so nice. If you get a smooth form, that would be a lot cooler. Okay, we have... Is that not the same? Oh, there's something different there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes. Okay. Then this needs to go then, because... Although, no! Oh, I don't need to have that go. It is 9, so we can just start from here. And that should work. So are we... Yes. We are good. The next thing is you have to... It's good if you have clear numbers for whatever you are building. One thing with this ship is that there is no real... Nobody says, okay, the ship is this long, this high, this wide, these distances are, don't know, 2 meters, and these distances are 5 or whatsoever. You kind of have to guess your way through it. That means that grab all the numbers you can get, and that just kind of even it out. I heard 46 meters and 44 meters for the fuselage. I'm just going with something close to that right now. It's I don't know. It's a fun thing to do. Not perfect, but I have to say I really like it. Okay, so I want to go back. This might be a bit long in the end, but we need a bit of space in the interior that we cannot use for cabins and whatsoever, and need to use it for don't know, storage and yeah, the gravity thrusters and all that thing. It's okay. How wide? I think we will go. Okay, we will go from somewhere here to... Is 2 enough, or do I need to go wider? I think that's enough. We have to go down a bit. And again, the weird thing is that there is some weird forms where I cannot really see how they connect to each other. And that is all stuff where you kind of have to then go in, do it, and see, does that work out? Again, this will not be a perfect model. I'm not going for for something to make the whole thing picture perfect with no flaws. That will not work out. I'm trying to go as close to it as is possible with Space Engineers, but sometimes, again, there's so many models out there. I searched for all the Rocinante and Tachi models that I could find, and some people just went from the books and made their own versions. This is the version from the Expanse universe, so the Amazon series that's running right now. And I'm trying to just take that as an inspiration, not as a complete fact. Here you can see this. Here's the line that is basically still the hull. It is a bit bigger than this tube, and we can see that from the front. It is this part here. I hope you can see the mouse pointer. And then, but we have to integrate this line too, and then here, does it slope forward towards this? You cannot see that here. So here it looks like it is just cut off. And here is nothing at all. So it's weird to have these lines here and then have nothing here. So that's odd. It could be that this goes straight in and that these are straight lines here, so it doesn't slope up or slope down. But the weird thing is here, it could be that it is this straight line here. Maybe we go for that. Use a straight line here, push the the octagonal shape a bit back, then come down with that. Maybe that's a good idea to have some straight lines here. Could do that too. So push this line a bit back, have the side attachment come from somewhere here, and then have it go straight in. So full width and then straight into this part of the hull. Let this come down. Maybe that's not a bad thing. Have it come down to somewhere here. So connect it with a straight line to somewhere here. Let us test out if that would work. Sometimes you have to just bring in lines that you later just remove to have some visual references. Again, and I'm not perfect at this. I'm just telling you my process, how I do that stuff. Please don't take this as the best way to do it or anything. I'm just trying to give you some build tips if you want them. Okay, we have these as straight lines. Then we push this a bit back. Maybe I don't want to bring it too far back. I could already, give me a sec. I could already go with this line and then just bring that down here. Bring that down here. Need to put the hotkeys closer to each other. we in Germany, it's really, we have it hot here, unusually hot for this area, and it's only getting worse right now. So I'm at the moment I'm just steaming in my and it's not really nice. I don't like that too much. I want to have it cold, not wet, just cold. That would be appreciated. But again, it's another thing is we Germans are not happy with anything. So if it's nice, there's too many insects. If it's just too warm, if it's too cold, everything is just bad. Maybe that works. I think that works. Oh, that works well. And then we just go from here. I'm not sure, this line might not stay. So this will be the line we're going from. And from here we just go two blocks out. And then we bring it into a flat so that we can, yes, have the side attachments here. The side attachments are a bit wider than the tops would be, but I think I'm okay with that. It doesn't make a lot of sense for the inside. That's the weird thing, because the bridge of the ship would be somewhere here. So here in this area, and you can see how small that is. And again, I'm working with with rough estimates, but I'm working with the model that they use for the outside. But it's ships in TV series are always a bit TARDIS-like, where it's bigger on the inside, and that's, I think, again, I cannot do anything about that. I might have to, trick it a bit, bring the bridge section, sorry, a bit back, and then maybe I can put the command kind of where the ship is steered from, because there's in the series there's a room below the area where the pilot sits, and then there is and again we have to see it this way. The whole ship gets steered this way, not the other way around, and the pilot would sit somewhere above the room where all the other members of the crew sit, and maybe I can push it into this area. I think in the pictures it would be somewhere here, but maybe I can push it into this area and then have the room below here so that we have enough space for everything. The thing is, the amount of decks this ship has is the whole bridge section. Then there is, the problem is the airlock would be somewhere here. There's an airlock section, then the whole bridge section, the command seat with the pilot, and then below that I think there's not a brig, how is that called, where you sit and eat. I don't know, something where you, a cafeteria. I cannot, a kitchen. That's basically there's a kitchen area, then there's sleeping quarters, I think 2 decks, and then there's so many decks in here that I have to kind of cheese it at some point. Especially here with the whole airlock section. Again, the airlock section would be somewhere in this area or down here. I have to see how I built it. I think it's on top. And that's just... Think about it. If I would have to put in a door. A normal... Is the window door? Is that available? Yeah. See that? That's a normal door size. Where would you put that in? And then have enough deck space for everything? That just doesn't work out. I don't know how I would put that in and have a normal deck size. So normal deck size, I would go for 5. And then have... And the door would be as high as the room itself. And then I have to put in stuff above it. So at the moment I really don't know how to do that. So maybe we can just leave the airlock out. That's up top there, and put it somewhere else. That even if I put in an airlock that is already done, see that? There's not a lot of space. And then if you think about it, I would have to put stuff above that too. I mean, I wouldn't know where. Maybe I can elongate that a bit. I think I will leave out the airlock section and just put an airlock somewhere in the back. There's a cargo airlock somewhere in the back. Maybe use that for that. I'm not sure yet how to do it. There's always people out there that have good tips, and maybe you can give them to me. But one thing I could also do is shorten this section, make this longer, put in the airlock. Maybe I could do that. The top seems to be very long, this area here. How to do that right now? Let me show it to you. This part compared to this part seems to be very long. And maybe I can... Here, by the way, that would be this, or I think this would be the airlock. And there's so much stuff above it. So again, there's again, I don't have a picture right now with the... Do I have? I don't have a picture with a thing right now. So there's again airlock. Then there would be above here would be the bridge section where the people sit, and that room is relatively high. The people don't have to duck down to walk or anything. It's just really, really crazy. And again, I'm not sure how to really replicate that right now. This thing is just, I don't know, it TARDIS-like. It's just TARDIS-like. It's bigger on the inside. Good. But we will continue, or I will continue to work on this in the meantime. Again, doing all this is a bit weird for me on camera, because it's just a process of bringing in stuff, deleting stuff again, and then moving blocks over, moving blocks away, and all this. And I have to say that is better done without anybody watching. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we'll move this stuff back. this stuff back here. And then we have the flat that's visible in the pictures. And can maybe push again the whole thing just a tiny bit back. A few blocks, maybe 4 blocks or something like that, just to give us a bit more room, so we maybe are able to do something. I could also bring this line a bit more to the front, so that this line maybe ends somewhere here. I think that should be possible. So then we would get a bit of space, and we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we need 5 blocks for whatever we want to build in there. I've broken up my whole counting system anyways, because I pushed this area out a bit too, made it longer than I thought it would be. And so it's not too bad to just rip this apart again, remodel what you have here. Kind of you at one point you have to get away from the stuff you've done before. I have the feeling it's weird. Having that counted out is nice, but then you need to step away from it and start to just shift it by a block or two. Then hopefully everything works. Good, see? Yeah, maybe we have enough space for an airlock. But if you think, there's also ladders in there. So the whole compartment down here would be, again, a room with an airlock. And then storage for suits and guns. And there's also a staircase in there. A staircase I can't not really replicate because it's a really steep staircase that that I might be able to do with the normal stair blocks. Let us see if I have a mod running that... come on. That makes the... If I have one of these, I would be happy. Nope, I don't. So... Oh, I don't. I have, but it's a big block then. And that doesn't help me because this block is then 2 blocks high. I will take a look if I find a don't know, maybe some block. I could do it with these blocks, but that would be too smooth. I want something, yeah, something like the staircase, but maybe smaller. Not sure. We will have to see. Good people, I think that's all for today. I'm rambling for far too long. Again, at the moment I'm stalling a bit. You have to excuse me, but I'm stalling a bit of the things that should come. I hope I can get away from that as soon as possible. Hopefully in the end of this week. We will have to see. Good people. But again, thanks for watching, I would say. I will continue to work on this ship and hopefully we can take it out as soon as possible, or we will have to see. Maybe other things come that we can also do. You know that no project ever is really finished in this world. Good people, thanks for watching. Hope you liked the episode. If you did, then please leave a like on the video, and I hope to see you in the next one. See ya, guys.